Smacking, cracking, and watching. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe. Oh, I've been waiting for this, y'all. Will on TNT, season 1, episode 1, the pilot. It is called The Plays the Thing. Woo! All you fans are still star-crossed. Hey, at least we still got this. Now there is, cause I review still star-crossed, and I'm just gonna start reviewing this show. Will, there's a big difference in the two shows. There's a huge difference. You can't compare them. You can't compare the two. If you thought you could, you cannot, because they're filmed completely differently. I mean, with respect to William Shakespeare, there wouldn't be technically the still star-crossed without Will. However, I prefer still star-crossed. So far, look here. Just so far, I still prefer it. It's just shot better, in my opinion. Y'all could fire at me in the comments if you want. That's how I feel. I feel like it's just shot better. But it is what it is. I also feel, now this is the fan in me coming out, I feel like still star-crossed got how they got because they didn't run around Monday neck and neck messing around with Will. That's just how I feel. Now on to this episode. I loved it. It was good. It was really nice. William is writing his dream, and he knows how he wants his life to be one day, but he's not in the position to do it. And he's promising his spouse, you know, just give me some time and I'll get us there. Hang on, we'll get there. That's love. That's what's going to make him one of the greatest to go through it. Even with songwriters, I'm pretty sure some of the greatest songs. You think Ashford and Simpson didn't go through some stuff in their relationship to build it up, and now they solid. I'm just saying, you got to go through something to write a song like Solid as a Rock. Love it. There was some really good quotes so far. Better to die righteous than to burn in fear. We see William in these streets, right? Gutter life of this area. It's busy street life. I'm talking about crowds, snakes, bad kids with thieves, women, people in cages. There's so much going on. He's just overwhelmed at this point. You know, these people can spot a victim, and you know, they'll lure you in. Hey, you know, let me get you comfortable, then I'm gonna catch you slipping. And that's exactly what he did. Almost like little Abu. The little boy was like Abu from Aladdin, except Abu's a monkey, exposing himself to these different customs and ways of life, and he's note taking. Isn't that what a good artiste would do? Down what they see, hear, feel, you know, and then they create what they create. The little dirty boy thief tells Will, "London is your oyster," which is interesting because that was actually one of the lines that was in one of his plays. The Merry Wives of Windsor, he actually wrote, "The world is your oyster," in a famous line. The little boy says, "Are you a poet, sir? You in London to make your fortune?" And Will replies back like, "I don't have a fortune. I have no fortune now." I thought that was pretty slick. Then we see this poster in the background. It says like the Sevs or CVS. If y'all remember what it was, go ahead and drop a comment below. It was one of those you wish you had 3 thumbs to give it 3 thumbs down. It was just a mess. I mean, it was ratchet. But anyway, meanwhile, while he's on his way there, you're seeing like public death, shaming, and he's having some PTSD type moments because his uncle was killed that way in a public, I guess, execution type deal, and so he's traumatic with that. They could have mixed it in a little bit better. Just, I mean, with the organs out, we get it. But I really like the fact that they're showing his grind as a writer, and they're showing the actual pen hitting the. They're showing the pen hitting the paper, and you can hear it. You can hear it like that. I thought that was the dopest thing in the world. I'm just saying. They're stressing the fact that he's young. He's got these. He has these long, loose curls. He's got pink lips. His eyes are like the ocean, and they're piercing at the camera, and the camera's zooming in, and they just, you know, they're showing they're showing his 5 o'clock shadow. You know what I mean? They're really stressing that he's young and he's still got milk behind his ears. Yet he has a family. Yet he's still trying to find himself as an adult, as a man, as a playwright. All right, y'all ready to get into this episode? Let's get it. So we're learning about William Shakespeare, and he is this rebellious, young, still green, learning about his own self-manhood. He's has his family, his children, he's got an earring in his ear. This is before he is that legendary status that we all know him as. This is before the legend. We're learning who this writer, poet, playwright, actor. We're seeing the slow boil before he popped, sizzled, and was who he is. He's still making up words that don't exist yet, technically, you know. But like they said, if it wasn't for these made up words, we'd still be speaking Pig Latin or whatnot. Now, as far as the music in this show, the music is not it's not period type music. You know, there's not a lot of strings and showing 2017 type music in this old show, which makes it different compared to what I was expecting. I said, wait a minute, is that like rock and roll they playing right now? That threw me. But it worked. It's not period specific tunes. The only time it's like very colorful is when you're looking at the clothing the people are wearing throughout the crowd. Women aren't covered up in this show. They're not in beautiful attire and garments, so grungy looking and kind of hoish, you know. I mean, they got shoulders out, back out. Some folks shouldn't have their back out, but their backs out anyway. I'm just saying, everybody ain't summer ready. I'm just saying, Shakespeare. You know, but they're showing cleavage, they're showing nastiness, they're showing body up in this show, y'all. Ooh. I feel like they want us to understand fast. It's a lot going on, and he wasn't ready for it. This is the busy life during Will's development. The actors are demented and, you know, very high sexual, driven. They're confused. They're still figuring out their craft, but they're crazy about their craft. But the world is not accepting of the art of the theater. That was a little sad that he was shamed because of his Catholic religion. But at the same time, forget the shaming. Child abuse. Yeah, child abuse hotline, line 1. Yeah, William just shook up this little boy in a little alley, and I don't think it was right. Can you send some help? I'm just saying, William Shakespeare, you can't be just grabbing people's kids, even if they are little orphans or whatever. Two wrongs don't make a right. He stole from you, and you can't just hem him up like that. Put your hands on him. It's wrong, William. The little boy stabbed, on some real stuff, he stabbed him in the hand. And I said, wow, isn't that deep to stab him like that? First of all, it's there forever. And I wonder if it's true. So I know some of y'all diehard Shakespearean fans, you know, let me know. Story time. Okay, in high school, I was in drama. My freshman year in high school, I was in drama class, right? And we did Midsummer Night's Dream, and I did the part of Mustard Seed. I had on this ugly pink long dress with this flowing scarf thing. But the stage was cold, man. It's so, when I say I wore Nikes, I should, if I could find the picture, I'll insert it, but I don't know if I have time to insert it. Yo, I had on some Nike Ace 89 black and grays. If you know what that is, holla at your girl, because that's what I did. I love that he had what was in his hand. He had the like a scarf, or excuse me, he had a handkerchief, the rosary beads, and this bloody hand, and he's just lost because he wasn't ready for the game. He didn't know the world was going to spin like that in front of him. He wasn't prepared. And I feel like, is this going to be the point of life to where he understands stuff is going to be greasy out here? Prepare yourself, William. Now, as far as the adult abuse in this show, they were waterboarding somebody. They had a tight belt around someone's neck, like a bag over his head, and they were just watering him. I'm like, wow, what did this person do to deserve that? Does anyone deserve that? That's pretty wrong. So, yes, adult abuse line. People are getting hurt on this TV show. Can y'all help them? Okay. If we haven't learned anything so far, England is crazy. England is freaking crazy over that. If that's where you're from, hold it down. Let me know in the comments. What do you think about this historical reference? Do you agree or disagree? When he was waterboarding him, he said, "You burn in hell. You'll get there sooner." Woo! They kept it true to the art form of there's no female actresses, no female actors. They're men, so it's men with wigs. Terrible. They're showing the struggle of the actor. The crowd is booing. People are throwing stuff on stage. I'm like, y'all came to see them, but you still booing? How disrespectful is that? Maybe that's how like these singers and rappers and rock stars and, you know, everybody, I guess, outside of a gospel music concert, that everybody else is subject to getting booed. Like, for real? You pay your money, your coins to go see these people and respect. What Erykah Badu say? I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my the daddy Burbage. I want to say James Burbage, and then there's a Alice Burbage who's his daughter, and then there's a Richard Burbage who was the younger actor's son, kind of looked like Ken. I mean, he's kind of, I guess you could say, the cuter actor. You know, out of all those crazy looking actors, he's a cute one. Anyway, Daddy Burbage is looking for a writer, and the person who's supposed to have wrote the plays for him, he's like, yo, you gotta pay me money. I want more. I want more because I deserve more. You need me to make this whole thing work. And so he's kind of like, why can't I find someone who can work with me, who sees my vision, who, you know, will take the money that I'm willing to give? And here comes young, wet behind the, still got milk behind the ears, Will. He's got to play. I thought it was bold too, the other guy, when he was saying, without me, there would be no theater in England. So they're saying this is where William has to be if he wants to break. If he wants to become that legendary status that we knew he did become, he needs to be here. And that's why he shows up. Man came to the play. He was not satisfied with the play. He called it non-appetizing and excrement. He's like a horrible critic. He's worse than those food critics who be in the papers making people want to jump off a cliff with a bad review. Like, it was like a bad Yelp. It's like something you would see on Yelp for a restaurant. Like, don't go here. It was the equivalent of saying that restaurant has roaches. Like, see this weird awkward dance number led by backstage Billy the Body Bumper. And by that I mean this actor is getting it in backstage. Gots to be doing something nasty with somebody nasty. And it's like, I was like, ew. Man, the crowd is chaotic. It's fighting. They're throwing. They're not just doing the, what's his name? Fozzie from Muppet Babies. You know how they used to throw, he used to do the jokes and they would throw the tomatoes. What's his name? They ain't throwing tomatoes. They throw actual items on stage, like, boo, 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 get out of here, boo, you suck. We'll go to Romeo and Juliet style almost. He's down here, she's up there, and he's talking to a lady who ends up being Burbage's daughter, Alice Burbage, who was the daughter of the theater owner. And he's down as if he was Romeo, and she's up as if she was Juliet. And I said, oh, okay, is this maybe how he got his feeling for everything? You know, how to talk up there. Anyway, so he's looking up to her, and Alice says, are you a debt collector? I'm an actor. She's like, that's worse. He goes, but I have a play. She comes downstairs, opens the door, and that literally means she's opening the door to a whole new world for him. So shouts out to her for giving that man a chance. So we know that he's a nobody, he's a no name, not yet, he's no one, but we learn that no one desires to be someone. Isn't that beautiful? He's like, I have a play. She's like, who are you? He goes, I'm William Shakespeare. No one's heard of you. And he starts telling her about Edward III and how it's this beautiful play about love, death, betrayal. It was cool. Now, what I do really enjoy about the show is not necessarily the street life, but I like what they're portraying the Lord's house or whatnot to be. I like the roof. It's like a stained glass ceiling, this crazy woodwork on his staircase, this bananas type floor. Like, it's just gorgeous. He's gorgeous, but it's dark. Everybody who's on his team is dressed in all black. Like, they're dark. They don't care. You know, they want to ban stuff. It's interesting. It's interesting because they're anti-theater. They feel like the theater is going to bring the whole community downward to hell. Theater was sent from the devil to take souls. They feel theater is death to morality. That's pretty daggone deep. Them people was off the chain back in the day. Time mentioning oysters, and Alice says, hey man, what happened to your hand? While he's writing away with the calligraphy pen, trying to put his words together, from thought to pen to, you know, play. And he says, I got cut by opening an oyster. Look, never had an oyster. My husband eats oysters, and I'm just grossed out by looking at him. He eats them with some lemon or hot sauce on it. If y'all eat oysters, drop a comment below. Tell me what it tastes like. William Shakespeare is having an 8-mile moment of battling poison ivy at this. They just have like this slam poetry moment, and they're, you know, off the top of their heads telling how they feel. And I thought that was pretty cool. It was pretty cool because I really liked the fire. The way that the fire was set, I really enjoyed that. So Will says after he wins this whole poetry slam, murks the guy with his play on words. He says, I will write the greatest plays, and together we will achieve greatness. So it's showing right there that he understands that he could be a great playwright, but if he doesn't have the actors that are worth their chops behind him, it means nothing. But he seems a bit obsessed. I don't know too much about the man's personal life. I don't know if he was battling something mentally, but he has these visions and whatnot of the past. I don't know what's up. He ends up tussling with this girl. They fall over the curb and they get to kissing. And I'm like, uh-oh, you married? Hold on. What we doing? You married? Does she know you got you got babies? Does she know you got babies? You got a whole wife at home. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Beep, beep. Back it up. You tripping. Let me call Mr. Shakespeare. Will out there cheating, girl. It tripped me out though, because the fact that they're showing all this kind of, like I said, abuse, that's a bit much. You got this little boy cutting. Why is he cutting? Public service announcement. If you are or you have, I hope you go get some help, because that's a problem. That's no bueno. Don't do that. And dang, this little boy is messed up. He is beat psychologically. He's abused, he's beat, he needs help. Pretty sure that's his sister, but for him to be under the bed when all that was going on, when he was under the bed when all of that was going on, that was a bit much. I'm just saying, it was a bit much for a little boy with a mullet to handle. That little boy needs nurturing. He's broken, and he's cutting himself. All them slashes on the wrist, no good. Will said he wanted to be who he is. And I mean, I'm sure we'll figure out during this whole season who exactly you become and who you are. So the law's in search to locate this traitor. This traitor who is, it's Will. I mean, he's the Catholic, you know. He's the one who had the paperwork. The little boy thought he was gonna Judas him and, you know, go before someone say, hey, this is who did it. I know who did it. This is where it's located. He didn't get what he wanted out of it. There was no gold coins. His sister is still tricking. I mean, he's had it at this point. We know the first playwright, he actually is working with the other team. He's dirty, but he wants that fame so bad that he's willing to sacrifice another person so he can get to the stage of success and get that round of applause. Because remember, all he got was booze at the end of the day. And Will wants his artwork to live, and he wants his artwork not to just be done. He wants it to live and to bloom and to blossom, and for the crowd to get what he wrote. He wants that to be portrayed. And Richard is having a little Bobby Brown moment. He's still on stage doing his thing, and he won't get off. He's going off script, going a little rogue. And Will is like, you know what? Will says, give me a sword. He gets a sword and he goes out there and he finishes his own play. I mean, you know it. He saves it. He gets the crowd applause. They appreciate his artwork and he's receiving it. He's dang there in tears. The other guy, he ends up playing this man for almost kiss, cut his hand, sent him off to go be a sacrifice for his own greatness. He did all of this for a taste of glory. It's kind of messed up. All of this for a moment. It's a great show. I enjoyed the show. I don't know if Alice is going to hook up with Will. I enjoyed it. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Drop me a comment below. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Appreciate y'all. Peace.